Hello, Praxter here. Welcome to this Battle of Stalingrad mission editor tutorial. Today I'm going to look at check zones. So we're going to MCUs on the right, choose trigger check zone and place it on the map. And I'm going to double click on it to go to advanced properties. I'm going to set the zone in meters, the radius to 5,000. And I'm going to set the plane coalition to axis true, and what this means is that it's looking out for German aircraft essentially. There are two further tick boxes we'll leave. Cylinder, this is whether the 5,000 meter radius extends infinitely up into the air from the ground level. So turn off to go sphere, turn on go cylinder. Distance closer or further. Closer means that it's checking that anything that crosses into it or is inside the check zone sets off the trigger. If the other way around, further, basically anything that leaves the check zone sets off the trigger. Okay, so we'll open that and you'll see there's a nice yellow radius around it. Let's just see it better if we set the view to toggle to GUI map. GUI map. And yeah, we'll see there's a check zone. Let's put that down around this Lipino airfield. And so 5,000 meter radius, anything that enters that zone or is within that zone, there's a German aircraft will set off the trigger. We need a mission begin, and we'll also put a timer in as well. Put the timer at say 5 seconds. So mission begins. 5 seconds later it triggers the check zone. So now that's set to start. As soon as the mission starts, it starts checking for anything that enters it or was within it. And we're going to set a timer over here to give it somewhere to send itself out to. So when it triggers, it will send to this timer, which we'll call timer in. Put that down there. And that's check zone in. Okay, so we've got those two, and we're going to create another check zone. This one's off the out check zone, so I'll set it to say 6,000 meters and set it to axis again, true, and this time uncheck the distance type to set it to further. So anything that now moves out of the further one will trigger the out command, the trigger to my out trigger, so out timer rather. So I'm going to create the out timer. So trigger timer out and link the out zone to that. So now we've got two zones. One triggers when plane enters, one triggers when plane leaves, each going to a timer. And what can we do with this? Well, to activate objects, or in some cases spawn objects, but we're going to show activation. So in this case we'll go to artillery, set some Russian artillery guns. Set that to solve AAA. Create linked entity. Set them to Russian. Oh, and uncheck enable. Okay. And we're going to create 3 of them, so copy and paste. One, two, paste. So now we got 3 guns. And just move them down here by the airfield. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to link that one to this first one, and that one to the first one. So now both these two are linked to this one. So they all follow the same command. Any command given to one will apply to all. We can want to activate and deactivate them. So let's create deactivate command on the outside. There's the out, and an activate command on the inside. So the in timer. Let's give it a couple seconds delay, and start the activate, and the activate will be object linked to the first gun. Similarly, out timer, set a couple of seconds, link it to the deactivate command, and link the deactivate command to the first gun. Now, the sequence of logic now is that at the beginning of the game, the mission begins, it activates these two zones. It doesn't actually, because I haven't linked it to the second zone, so we'll do that now. Okay, always check all your links, because that's where missions don't work sometimes, or these triggers don't work because you just missed a link somewhere. That's very common. Okay, so German plane enters, it activates these guns, and then when the German plane leaves, it deactivates the guns. If there's multiple planes, say 3 enter, and then 2 of them leave but one still stays, when the 2 leave, they'll obviously activate the deactivate command, but because of the way check zones work, the commands are continuous from the in check zone, so the aircraft that's still inside will keep activating the activate command, which will prevent the deactivate from working. So essentially the guns won't deactivate until all the aircraft left the area, and then once an aircraft returns, they'll reactivate. And the clever thing about this is that the activate command is that when these guns is destroyed, it then is no longer functional within the system, so it will stay destroyed even when an aircraft leaves and re-enters. Okay, the final thing we can do to this to make it better is to add a command attack area for the guns. Let's put that, say, at 4,000 meters, and attack air. We can even put it on high, so that's they'll concentrate on that and not on ground targets or anything else. Okay, and we can just simply link that off the in command. So link off the in trigger there, and put it down there, and then object link the area attack to the gun. So now whenever one thing I didn't do there, which I should have done, is add an extra timer. So we'll just take that out. This is just a little delay, because when you activate the guns, you don't want the attack area to activate at exactly the same time, so it may not work if there's no activated, if that command gets activated before the activation of the anti-aircraft guns, then obviously they won't work. So you want to just put a little delay there. So now we've activated the attack area command with a few seconds delay, and linked it to the first anti-aircraft gun. So now those guns will shoot at anything within that area, and we can actually move the whole. Now we've seen what we're doing, we can just move those down towards the centre as well. So that's a simple way to set up some anti-aircraft artillery. We can also group those objects all into one group, call it Solve AAA, and now you've got a group of all the guns, which you can then copy and paste. So you can set them up multiple places on the map, and you can even we can save one of those groups as say Solve AA group, and now we've got that. We can load that in the game using the import from file anytime we want. So we just import one of the Solve AA guns, and it now was in the map. See, there you go, there it is. The importance of having these activate and deactivate is the game is the way the game works. It's very processor intensive when you have artificial intelligence AI on anything, especially things like guns have AI, and so you don't want too many objects running their AI routines at any one time. But you do want a lot of objects on the map. You want areas of AA guns all over the map, but you don't need them activated at all times, only when the players get near. So by having these check zones, whenever a player gets anywhere near the area they want, they activate the guns fire at them. As soon as they leave that area, they deactivate, and that way you can have sort of 150 A guns very easily within a mission without any problem. The next tutorial will be on the other type of trigger, the complex trigger, and I'll show you the differences between that and this check zone. So see you all later.